How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Today we are back and we are going to be discussing the top, or, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Today we are back and we are going to be discussing all of the mythic weapons in Fortnite Chapter 2, Season 3, from ranked from worst to best. And, yeah, subscribe to the channel. We're only 3 subscribers away from 350, so if you can hit that subscribe button, that'd be really appreciated. I've been going up subscribers pretty fast recently, so if you could hit that subscribe button, it would mean a lot. And, yeah, without any further ado, let's begin. Coming at the number 6 spot, we have Ocean's Burst Assault Rifle. Now, this weapon, the burst was nerfed, kinda, in Chapter... oh my god. It was nerfed in Chapter 2, Season 3, and it's not really as fast as it was in Chapter 2, Season 2. Because, here, like, I'll show a clip of it in Chapter 2, Season 2, and a clip of it in Chapter 2, Season 3, so you can see basically how much it changed. So as you can see, it was basically, like, slower now and only fires 2 shots at a time instead of firing 3 shots at a time. So, not really the best weapon, I guess you could say, but, you know, if you wanted to pick it up, I guess you could pick it up because it's kind of helpful, but, like, at the same time, not really. If they would have had it in Chapter 2, Season 2, it probably would have been a better weapon, but, yeah, it's not really the best mythic weapon out of them all. Coming in at the number 5 spot, we have Jules' drum gun. Now, this weapon isn't nearly as good as Midas's drum gun was. No, because Midas's fire rate was 10, while Jules' fire rate is only 8.5. Midas's structure damage does 25 damage, and Jules' structure damage only does 24. Midas's drum gun has a DPS of 250, and Jules' drum gun has a DPS of 204. So, yeah, the drum gun isn't nearly as good now as it was back in Season 2. So, it's not really the best weapon, although if you want, you can still pick up because it's still really helpful because it's like, I don't know, it's like a silent SMG, but it's not. So, it's not really the best weapon anymore, but like before it was better, so now it's like kind of in the lower spots instead of it being up higher. And originally I was going to have this weapon be the worst, and then like originally I was going to have this weapon be like around the number 3 spot. So yeah, it's not really that good anymore. My theories and everything has been kind of changing between the mythic weapons. I had like some weapons at the bottom and then at the top. And yeah, I finalized this to be number 5 because it's not really as good as it used to be. So topping out at number 4, we have Ocean's Chug Jug.
You dumb!
Now, this weapon, it's not really a weapon at all. It's more like a healing item, so I guess it's kind of helpful when you have, you know, when you gotta heal up after you've taken damage from fight. But yeah, it's the one downside is it takes 15 seconds. So like if you were in the final battle between you and another player, you can't really use it because it takes 15 seconds and the other player is already shooting at you. So if they would have like shortened the time from like 15 to 8, like they would have cut the time in half, that probably would have made it better. And it probably would have put it higher on the list. But yeah, it's an okay item to use, but it's not really the best item to use. Originally, I was going to have this at like number 1 because how you can use it infinite amount of time, which is really helpful. Whenever you always, whenever you're always fighting someone after that, you can just use the chug and you'll be good to go. As long as it's fully recharged, of course. So at number 3, we have Jules' glider gun. Now originally I was thinking this was kind of the worst weapon since it doesn't really do any damage and it doesn't, its only use is you can get away from certain things, but actually think about it, that's actually really helpful, and that's what puts it higher than the chug and the other 2 weapons I mentioned earlier. Because, yeah, if you were facing the Marauders and they were, like, murdering you or something like that, you can basically use the glider gun and you can get away from it because of its extensively long reach, which is also longer than the original grappler in Season 2. So yeah, overall it's a pretty solid weapon. Also, you can glide for a bit afterwards, so you can go even farther. So like if you're taking damage from a fight or from the Marauders, you can use that, and you can also use it to get out of the storm, which is really helpful. But yeah, you can't really use it in the final battle unless you were going higher instead of like farther out. At number 2, we have Kit's Shockwave Grenade Launcher. Now, this one's pretty helpful actually in battle because it works both as an offense weapon and as a defense weapon. Because you can obviously use it to launch not just yourself, but you can also use it to launch other players. So if you were in the final 2, you can use the Shockwave Grenade Launcher and you can launch the other player into the storm so that way you can have an advantage and you can like heal up some minis or something like that. So yeah, it's a pretty solid weapon. You can also use it to destroy houses. You know, you can launch yourself into the house that the player's hiding in, and you can destroy the house. And yeah, it's a pretty great weapon. And you can also use it to destroy their fortress that they're hiding in. So overall, the Shockwave Grenade Launcher is a pretty helpful weapon. And yeah, that's what makes it number 2. But there is still one thing holding it back from becoming number 1. So topping it out on our number 1 spot, we have Kit's Charge Shotgun. Now, this weapon is an absolute monster because not even a fully charged shotgun to the head does almost 200 damage, so it can basically send a player with full health and shield right back to the lobby in just one shot. So yeah, it's pretty solid. The only struggle with it is if you came up to a Mythic boss because they have like 300 shields, so that would be a bit of a struggle. So yeah, that's kind of one thing, but to a normal player, you can knock them out in one shot no matter how much health they have because it's really. What's the word? I don't. Because it's really. I don't. Basically, it just does a lot of damage and it's a really solid weapon. And at the start, you know, the other or not the other mythics, the other shotguns obviously aren't really as good as the mythic shotgun is because, like, I'm pretty sure the uncommon only does like 100, maybe 110. But yeah, that's only uncommon. Like, the Mythic does a lot of damage, so it's really helpful, and that's what hits it at our number 1 spot for today. That's going to wrap it up for today's video. Do you guys agree that the Charge Shotgun is the best Mythic weapon, or do you think Jules' Drum Gun is the best Mythic weapon, or her Grappler is the best Mythic weapon? Let me know what you guys think. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of my content. I don't know if I'm uploading this today or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, because it's probably going to take a while to edit, but yeah. Overall, subscribe to the channel if you want more content, and that's all I got for you today, so I will see you guys in the next video.